Hey, Fritz with Trees. I'm wearing the cowboy hat because all the people in Europe say, "Are you a real cowboy?" Well, the fact of the matter is, I am a real cowboy. I was raised on a ranch, rode horses since I could walk, and always spent time around animals. Some of the great lessons that I have in leadership came from my upbringing on the ranch. And one of the things I talk about in all the classes that I teach and in the sessions that I hold is I talk about the spur. And I talk about the correlation of the spur between the way we use this spur to motivate a horse and the way we use our words to motivate people. Now, this particular spur is pretty ornate and looks pretty aggressive, right? This is a pretty fancy spur. This would be a Sunday go to meeting type spur. This isn't the kind of spur that I'd wear on the horse all the time. Now these are the spurs I wear when I ride a horse. The spur is built with what's called a row, and the row is made to be flexible and to turn. What I want to use this for is I'll touch a horse's side with that row and I'll just simply roll it up, and that'll tell the horse that I want it to do something. People will look at the spur and they'll say, "That's a harsh way to lead a horse. That's an inhumane way." Well, that's actually not. This is the most humane and kindest way to lead a horse. Think about when you've been riding horses, those of you who've ridden horses on vacations or whatnot. When we want a horse to go, we kick it in the sides, right? We don't wear spurs, we kick it in the sides. Now, it doesn't really hurt me, but it's kind of irritating. I don't really like that, you know? When I tell a horse to go, I just put that against the side and move it, and the horse knows I want him to go. When I was young, my father gave me some spurs, and he told me, he says, "Son, these spurs are for you to train horses with, and I want you to remember some real key things about these spurs. First, you have to keep them clean and functional. Make sure that the row works, make sure that they're not covered in mud, make sure that they work. So I want you to treat these spurs the same way you treat your words. When you speak to people, make sure that your words are clean and that they work and that they're not mean." He said another thing is never use this spur in anger. If you're mad, then don't get on a horse with a spur. And it goes the same for your words. Don't use your words in anger. That message has stuck with me my whole life. I think about how many times words have hurt me. And I think as you think about words, you can come up with times in your life where words have hurt you. And who says the words that hurt us the most? It's the people that we care about the most, the people we respect, the people we look up to. Those are the people who say the words that hurt us the most. So I want you to consider the words that you use when you're leading others. And I want you to think about these spurs and how much damage you could do if you were angry and you used these spurs on a horse in anger. If we use our words in anger, we use words that cut to the bone, sometimes the damage is irreparable. We have to be careful with our words. We have to understand that we have a very small circle of influence when we're talking with one other person, but that influence gets bigger and bigger and bigger as they leave. The moment that we have to influence somebody, we need to make sure that we use our words correctly, we use our words kindly, and we use our words effectively, just like I would use these spurs to lead a horse. This is Fritz with Trees. Be careful with your words.